Sherwood fair to thee we sing our song of heart and praise. May Sherwood spirit stronger grow with each day's rising sun. May Sherwood's flag victorious flow when each day's battle's done. Memories win, and when we're gone, we're due.
तो ये चलेगा और हम लोग just do that last line again.
And strives the Sherwood's name and was belonged down to the sky. So we go soft.
All right, we begin the proceedings today. I'm glad that all of you are here in large numbers. So welcome each and every one of you. We have a very solemn task to perform. If I have your attention, please. And Ranjit, can you close the bar now? Yeah, because the rule of the game today is that when the events are on, the bar is going to be closed. We welcome Mr. Johnson and Mr. J.B. Singh, who have been our teachers and guiding forces for so many years, for so many of us. Welcome, sir, to Mumbai. That's a moment, that's a Kodak moment. A lady from All Saints, from Mumbai, recently passed away in Vancouver, and we would like to pay a tribute to her departed soul, and to do that, may I invite Dalit Tahil to kindly pay a tribute to the departed soul, please?
A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, Sherwoodians and All Saints. At the outset, allow me to please welcome some very distinguished Sherwoodians that we have here today. Mr. Johnson, who was our mentor and guide in school in Sherwood, and Gurunath Ji, Vikramana Chatterjee, Mr. Ajitab Bachchan. Thank you all so much for coming here, and all other distinguished guests. I come here with some sad tidings because for Christine Story, who was in All Saints and who was the head girl of All Saints in 1969, very unfortunately passed away on the 6th of October in Vancouver. Christine was born on the 24th of October 1953, and actually while she was in All Saints, I was in Sherwood, so in different schools we spent the same years as children growing up in All Saints in Sherwood. So what I say is that Christine and me, in a sort of a separated way between the wall of All Saints and Sherwood, actually were young together. I remember Christine as a very friendly, a very warm and a wonderful child, and her name was always appearing in some activity or some sort of participation in All Saints. So in 1968, when we were doing the Sherwood play, which was Macbeth, until then in Sherwood, all the women's parts were played by guys who all had a 3-day stubble. So if you had to do a romantic scene with them, you were really stretched. It was really challenging. And that's what made some of us really good actors. Because once you come out of that experience, then anything can happen. So fortunately for us, in 1968, they actually invited the All Saints girls to come and play the girls' parts, which in the normal world is the thing to do. And I was playing Macbeth, and I was very fortunate to have Christine to play Lady Macbeth. And she was so charming, and I remember the rehearsals. That's the time I really got to know her, and Ruth Sheriff was there playing, there were the 3 girls playing the 3 witches. And Christine was a real trooper. She was a wonderful person to be with all through the rehearsals. She was a charming personality, very warm, very friendly. And later on, when we came to Mumbai, I remember she invited us over to a house in Manik Building at Malabar Hill. And her father was in the Merchant Navy, and she had hosted a lovely lunch party. And that was, it epitomized Christine being a warm and friendly and lovely person. It was really, really sad that she is no more here, and has gone to, hopefully to a better place. She would have been 66 years old on the 24th of October. So I would request you, ladies and gentlemen, if we can stand up for a moment's silence, or a minute's silence in her memory.
But in Sherwood, they used to call me JB Muchar. I had the Muchar, अब तो मुंह तो हट गई, पूंछ निकल आई. Now, just now, Dilip Tahir, he was very naughty, and I was his class teacher also. He used to sit on the left hand side, the third row, with Nattu Sharma, his friend, and there was another Yadav, Yavar. This is the group. And, am I correct? Am I correct? Yes. And you will be surprised to know, I taught them Hindi. I had no degree in Hindi. I had Hindi only up to class 8 and 10. That is also elementary Hindi. But I was never given an opportunity to teach my subject. Anyhow, this, when he was sick, he was with Johnny. They were going to this Pindi Glacier, and Johnny, his name in the history of Uttarakhand, he discovered one way to that. That's known as Johnson Valley. Now,
Mr. Bloomfield. Mr. Bloomfield took us to the Bindari.
yeah, then this Dalit Tahil. So no one is to give him the role in the English play. He came to me, he said, no one is going to take me in the English play. Please take me in the Hindi play. And Hindi, when I think, I'll try you. So I was the first person who put him on the stage. And the first, I used to write my own dramas, and I used to direct. And that play was Jab Sham Dhal Gayi. And he acted the first time in the play. On the flats, there was a play in which Tahil, I put Tahil in my play, and that is the first play in Kanakpur having on the flats. It came in the paper also. I gave the cutting also. That how the Sherwood children spoke such a good Hindi, and you will be surprised to know that I was still on your flats. In the play, in the play, I was the son, he was my dad.
Since it's sesquicentennial year, I got it right. Sesquicentennial. Yeah, okay. Not alone knows. To celebrate that, Today we also have some special additional celebrations. And I'm going to invite Sharon Prabhakar with her choir to kindly come forward. You know, there was a Sherwood song, but there's another song which these guys in the 60s created, you know, out of nowhere. So I'm going to invite the 60s batches led by Ajita Bachchan. Where are you, sir? Mr. Bachchan, please come forward. Guru Nath Ji, also from the 60s. They have their own Sherwood song. Official, unofficial, we don't know. Let's hear that. Chris Chatterjee, Wing Commander Chatterjee, Vijay Shukla, and anybody else who's familiar with the song, please come forward.
And the boxes are being taken away, and the girls will cry, and the kids will goodbye, and we wish them happy holidays. Boys of the old school, loyal, brave and strong, lift up your voices, swell your song. Let not your voices be the oh so good, ever get the better of the world. Ever honest, candid, bold and free, let this be the spirit here in only me. Incidentally, I hear this new thing called all-see. What is all-see? To us old-timers, it was beach. Yeah, beach. We love the girls of beach. That is girls school.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No. Yes. No, this is before your time. Diocese includes.
Mr. Malcolm Johnson and Marina Johnson celebrate their marriage anniversary today. Mr. J.B. Singh celebrates his anniversary a few days from now. And Dalip Tahil celebrates his birthday towards the end of this month. So to celebrate all of these three occasions together, we're going to cut the cake. popularly known as, if I remember correctly, Apu, right?
I must say that when I was in school, and Mr. Johnson and Mr. Papa were leading us as our school team, we felt empowered. Roger Moore and Charles Bronson. We felt like we were the Spartans, we were invincible. We had these guys as our lead coaches. So thank you very much. I just want to remind you that it was an honor to have Mr. Johnson and the faculty at that time to lead us into whatever inspired us and turned us into the kind of human beings we are. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Wing Commander Chris Chatterjee, year of 61. You know, it's unfortunate that in our country, we have no respect for our armed forces. And I want to thank Ranjit and all of you all for honoring us and, what should I say, letting us come here and not pay a farthing. Thank you so much, all of you, for the faith you put in the service.
Thank you so much, and we are actually honored that you make your presence here amidst us, and we feel very proud to have so many personnel in the armed forces from Sherwood who have made a mark for themselves. Thank you very much. And now we have a very special event coming up, one of the highlights of the evening. It's called In Conversation With, and in conversation with her today will be Mr. Johnson, Mr. Dalip Bahil, and our very own Guru Nath Ji from the spiritual world. Please come forward, gentlemen. Please come forward. All right, so I invite Sharon Prabhakar on stage. We'll start with Mr. Johnson because we are honored to have him here. Mr. Johnson, we request you to please come forward, please.
Mr. Johnson, I have to start by saying that all of us, I've already posted a picture of you on my Facebook group with all the All Saints girls, and nothing has changed since you made all our hearts flutter when we were in school. Trust me, whether we saw you striding, you know, like a 100 times more handsome version of Kirk Douglas, whether you were in school or whether you were at Dolby seat or wherever we were, all of us, you know, our hearts were beating so fast that we could have caused avalanches in Nainital. Were you aware that all of us had crushes on you? Yes.
I did realize that when I used to take the boys down for the senior boys used to go there for the social evenings. And I'm damned if the girls, while they were dancing, as they said, they carry on having tag dances. And who would they be tagging?
You.
Me. There's at the swimming pool. I used to take them in swimming. And the things they did are shocking. I have often had to leave the swimming pool and go back and I tell the teacher to take with them. I can't stay here. I'm going to have my dinner, my lunch, because I don't want to be put off my lunch with the sights I see. I don't know whether the boys from the top on the top from the Welland Rock could be watching all that, but I think it was when they used to go into lunch. But I can hand over to Sharon now and tell her I was aware of it.
But Mr. Johnson, you represent a symbol of such tremendous fitness, and you know, much has been said about you being so handsome, but your fitness, what made you desire to, you know, become a get into the field of physical fitness?
I really don't know how to answer that question, really. It was just a case of, I always wanted to keep fit and things like that myself. So, teaching someone else to do it was quite a novelty to start with. But I'm afraid it was really Papa who encouraged everyone. I wouldn't say that I was the encouragement for the boys, but I believe it was my friend Papa who did most of this. And he has,
You look back, does anything truly memorable come to mind? Happy, sad, poignant?
I think the best thing that I always remember was our centenary year. And I think everyone who was there at that time would also remember that. It was a perfect year. And it was something that I say the boys put their real hearts into what they did to make it so perfect. Without their help, we would have been nothing. So I thank you, the boys, for what you did on that day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. Anybody else want to ask something? Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Okay, so we have with us a very, very special person, and I'm intrigued, Gurunath ji, we'd love to have you on stage with us. A huge round of applause. The person sitting with me has had such an interesting craft to his life. Sherwood, athletics, extracurricular activities in school, and now to the world spirituality that you have built. And I'm sure for all of us listening here, I mean, we probably not get this chance again to ask you, wo more kawai after school? When did you get this epiphany to go into the world that you have now created?
So, after Sherwood, I joined college, and I finished college. I did all my activities, my studies, whatever. I was intending to go into the army, and I had an accident, motorcycle accident, in which I was unable to go, and therefore I took to the spiritual path. One person asked me in Italy, he said, oh, you look like Moses. So, and he mixed up Christ with Moses. He says, can you turn water into wine? So I said, no, I can't turn water into wine, but I can certainly do something.
Wine into water.
I can turn wine into water. And I did this at, fellows were drunk till the fourth or fifth peg. I did this at this wedding that the Gwalior princess's son was married to my grandniece. And they told me, so I did it. So all the Lagavulin and the Freud and all went down the drain. I said, pour it down the drain. So it turns to water, and you feel absolutely sober and satisfied. But it's not the booze satisfaction, it's a desireless satisfaction. I'm going to wave my hand. When I wave my hand, all your thoughts will disappear. The moment your mind is made of a train of thoughts, the moment that train of thoughts disappear, you automatically are in consciousness, in soul consciousness. That is Atma Bodh, the first stage. This is the education of inner knowingness, which I didn't learn in Sherwood, but I want to encourage it with the children in Sherwood. You are only educated when your mind is still. As a leaking vessel never can fill, the waters of life so pure and still. So distracted mind fails to retain wisdom's nectar in its grain. To ease disease of random mind, we are living in a bedlam of misery created by our own thoughts. To ease disease of random mind, a remedy suitable we must find. Excuse me, sir, 1 minute. Come and sit down. Those are childish things. To ease disease of random mind, a remedy suitable we must find. A rhythmic breathing, tension-free, with absorption. Kriya Yoga as the sovereign key. So, I'm going to ease disease. Mind is a disease. You cannot control it. I am a server of humanity. I serve you. You cannot control your mind, but I will control it. Be in empathy with me. Connect with me with open eyes. When I wave my hand, your thoughts will disappear. Even if they are for a second. Relax. Keep an open mind. Sit feelingly. I'll wave my hand, your thoughts will disappear. That's the first state of Nirvichar Samadhi, the thought-free state of awareness. Okay, ready? Will the cameraman move aside, please? The mind has disappeared in the ocean of my consciousness, like a cube of sugar dissolves in a cup of tea. This is Nirvichar Samadhi. It's known as the highest form of education which humankind can have today. First stage of the highest type of education. Educare means to bring in the light. We have missed true education for bookish grit. आत्मा से आत्मा रूबरू हो रहा है. जब आत्मा से आत्मा रूबरू होता है तो विचार नष्ट हो जाते हैं, आनंद के समुद्र में विलीन हो जाते हैं. As long as the ripples of thoughts are there, you have no knowledge, you have only information. Now you are still. Keep looking at me. I'll take away the burning of your eyes. Don't close your eyes. You're sharing my soul consciousness, which is your soul consciousness. So I contact you at the level of Jivatma and soul, not at the level of mind. That's the missing link. The thoughts are still. You cannot think. You're listening to me, but you're not participating. Because my awareness has seeped into your sugary thoughts and melted them into my own watery awareness of bliss. Okay, come back to normal. If you all do want this, I am at your service, and I can tell you what is the true stuff and throw away, unveil off all the falsehood which is being taught to you.
Thank you so much, Gopinathji. Thank you so much. Good evening. So here is my dear friend Dalit Tahil. Can you tell us some of the highlights of this illustrious career?
Well, first of all, good evening to you once again, and thanks very much for still being here. But you flatter me by saying it's an illustrious career, but really it all began for me in Sherwood, to be very honest, and it started quite accidentally, and that's why I feel that somewhere there was a calling of some sort, or maybe I describe it as a hand of destiny, that I am doing what I'm doing, because really in school I had no inclination towards being on stage or acting. I was in the choir from the very start. I used to sing in Mr. Thompson's choir, and I really enjoyed it, because it was moments in the church where I used to sing hymns that used to give me a lot of solace and peace in a very mad school called Sherwood College. But the thing was that for me it was always sport, and with Mr. Johnson I used to swim, and we used to play all the sports and go out and do everything we could. But I did know one thing, that coming on stage and doing what I was doing on stage was very exhilarating. It later on began to become my profession, and it did become my profession. But at the time it was this twist in my destiny that actually brought me to what I do for a living today. So I always think about this, and it happened in Sherwood.
So if you had gone up to the mountains, maybe you would have never become an actor. Who knows?
I'd probably become a Sherpa or something, which is not such a bad thing. So I still would have made a living, I suppose, living in the mountains or whatever. I don't know what I would have done. The other one that really dramatically, I'm skipping a lot of other roles that were very important to me in terms of their commercial success, and I truly am grateful for that, and I'm still working because of that today. But the other thing that changed my life was Bombay Dreams, which I did as an English musical for Andrew Lloyd Webber and A.R. Rahman. At that time I felt in my career that it was okay, I was getting work, things were going fine, there was money coming in, there were roles coming in, but my feelings as an actor were just at the lowest they'd ever been, because I couldn't, at one stage I had to understand that why I came to do this, and though there was commercial success, but there was no satisfaction. Along with this came Bombay Dreams, which actually, I won't go through the audition process, but it was. One thing that was gratifying about it was that in an international audition, which had thousands and thousands of people, I was selected without any knowledge of who I was. So that was very gratifying, that I could actually be selected on an international level just for what I could do. Then I went and did Bombay Dreams, which was a turning point in my life, because it was with professional musicians, some of the best live musicians that the world knows, all sitting there with Mr. A.R. Rahman's orchestra, produced by Andrew Lloyd Webber. It brought back a lot of discipline, into me. It was challenging because it was the English theatre in the sense that it was a professional theatre. So you had to do 8 shows a week, which meant you had to change your lifestyle. No more partying after shooting, getting up late, there, all of that out of the window. And the fact that I could do about 500 shows of Evita, of Bombay Dreams, without getting chucked out, was a huge boost to me, and it really changed the way I felt that I would like to work. So those have been 2 important.
Finally, on the last note, Dalip, what's in the future?
The future.
What all are you working on? I know you had a
future is
great
pretty much
success in the web series.
something I can never predict, because I mean things have their own way of working. I mean now web series have come around, so that is generating a lot of work, a lot of lovely work. We can now tell stories the way we differently to what we were doing before. A lot of the language, and I just don't mean the speech, but some of it has gone overboard, but that will settle down. But the way the stories are being told, the kind of scenes you can shoot, that's been a sea change in web series. I know Rahul and Seema came to see the opening of Family Man with me, and they really loved it. I mean, you know, today people are enjoying web series. There's a lot of recognition. It has a huge audience. So really, the technology has changed the way we begin to tell our stories. I mean, today, who thought back in the day when I came into the movies it was single screen? Who thought that you could watch your entertainment on your mobile phone or you could have such a vast selection of entertainment and stories that you can today? So yeah, I leave the future to technology. I just try to keep myself as fit as possible, as coordinated as possible, so that when the work comes, I can seize the opportunity.
Dalip and I, in any case, continuously in touch with each other, because we're in the theatre as well, and such a pleasure talking to you.
Before we go, there's just one small thing. The Sherwood, the centenary year for the 150th year. I don't even want to go down that sesquicentennial. So Sudhir Deodhar has got the book. Sudhir, will you please present the book to Mr. Johnson? To Mr. Johnson, Sudhir.
It's a coffee table book brought out by the batch of 69. We were centenarians. Am I right? Dalip? Yes. And they weren't able to give it to Mr. Johnson in Delhi, so they sent it down to me to hand it over to him.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, and thank you, Gurunaji. May I take this opportunity to felicitate them all. They've been here on stage, and can you please present a memento? Thank you so much for being with us today, and just to felicitate you with the memento, that's all.
I am now in the next bit. I'm in aparigrama. I don't accept any memento because I can bless it and give it to all. I can bless it and give it to everyone. Okay? Brahmardayan Kantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhinam Om Brahmarpanam Brahmavir Brahmarno Brahmanam Brahmardayan Kantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhinam Swaha. I learned Hindi in Sherwood, not Sanskrit. This is self-love. Okay, this can be given to everyone with love.
All right, so that's for the entire OS of Mumbai. Can I also request to kindly present a memento to Mr. Johnson, who's here with us? Thank you, sir, for coming down to Mumbai, making Mumbai as one of your spots to spend some time. Pleasure to have you here. Please, sir. Can I also request you to present a memento to Dilip Tahil? Thank you, Dilip, for being with us today and sharing your thoughts. And may I also call upon the host for that event, Sharon, and that was Che and Avita together. Can you please present a memento on behalf of all of us to Mr. J.B. Singh? J.B. Singh, sir, please. I also request Mr. Arjun Ramani, OS 57, to please come on stage. Wing Commander Chatterjee to please be here. Captain Kenneth Khan, Prem Dhawan, Behram Dubash, and we have a lady from All Saints, Diana Sabletwala. Is she here? Please come join us. Okay, now we begin with number 1. OS 1958, superstar of Indian cinema, TV host, benefactor, somebody we all know in Mumbai, represents the Indian film industry. We know who? Huh? Tell you, Mr. Bachchan, but unfortunately he's not here today, so his award we're going to keep with us. Following him, actually Kabir was going to be here today. There's a felicitation for Kabir Bedi, but unfortunately he couldn't make it, but he sent a message.
All the boys and girls from Sherwood and all the ladies from All Saints. I am so envious of you getting together and having such a marvelous time together. I'm deeply sorry I can't be there because a long-standing client of mine was having 2 mega events in Pune and I could not let him down. But I wish I could be with you and share all the tales of the days that went by and where we've all come on this long journey since then to here. I'm sure there'll be other occasions. In the meantime, have a great bash and my love to all of you.
This is an OS from 1986, winner of the Kendall Cup in his time, theatre person who has worked closely with Nasiruddin Shah's theatre group Motley, and now also a character actor in Hindi cinema with his own unique brand of meanness and comedy. Jamil Khan, Mr. Arjun Ramani, to please come forward and present a memento to Jamil Khan, please. Thank you, Jamil, for being with us. Give us one of your mean looks on the right away, huh? That's Vivek Mushran, unfortunately not here today. We have a lady from All Saints who's done very well in her sphere. Passed out in 1977, former Chief Commissioner of Income Tax of Mumbai, and now recently promoted to Director of Institute of Direct Taxes at Nagpur, Alka Tyagi. Unfortunately couldn't make it today. OS 1980, former Director of the Anti-Narcotics Bureau, current Director General of the Police in Uttar Pradesh, and the recipient of the President's Gold Medal this August 9, 2019. Rajinder Pal Singh was actually going to come, but this event was scheduled for 19, preponed to 18, so... Okay, another gentleman who's done service to government, OS of 1980. Winner of the Taylor Memorial Prize again. Joined the Indian Railways in 2006 and currently Chairman and Managing Director, the Konkan Railways, and the youngest CMD so far, Sanjay Gupta. May I request Mr. Ramani to kindly present him with an award, please? Thank you, Sanjay. Moving to the field of business, and right sitting in front of us here, one of the prominent businessmen from India, OS 1962, may I invite Ms. Ajita Bachchan to please come forward and request, kindly present this award, please. Sir. In the field of business, the hosts, the people who have been hosting these events at the West End Hotel, owners of a very own West End, who established a very successful hotel chain in Mumbai and Shirdi. May I request the Avatramani's, Mr. Deepak Avatramani, Arjun Avatramani, Veena Avatramani, Vinay Avatramani, and Ishwar to please join us here. Deepak Avatramani is also the largest liquor distributor, guys. So you know who to catch. Please come forward, sir. And may I request Wing Commander Chris Chatterjee to kindly present the memento, please. you, sir, for your kind patronage and for being Sherwoodians. And in fact, West End is the place from where the movement of the old Sherwoodians started. This is the birthplace of the old Sherwoodian movement in Mumbai. Thank you. And let me also share that Ravi, Rajiv and Benu have been the backbone of the movement of the old Sherwoods and All Saints in Mumbai. They've been present at almost every event that I can think of. Thank you so much. All right. Then can I request Diana Sakletwala to kindly please come forward and present these awards. Established steel and stock market trader, chairman of the HMG group of companies with interest in online payments, low-cost housing trading. Trustee at HM Charitable Trust, which sponsors the education of 350 to 400 students from less privileged backgrounds every year. Let's welcome Harish Mehta, OS 1978. Well done, Harish. So if you guys want any tips on trading and investments, you know where to go. OS 1991, now CEO of the BCCI, who handled this hot seat. I don't know how, with so many bosses on him, I don't know how, but let's welcome Rahul Johri and request team to kindly present an award to Rahul. Thank you, Rahul, for being here with us. Okay, one quick question. How do you handle so many bosses? Because I didn't play cricket in school. Thank you so much, Rahul, for being here. Pleasure to have you with us. OS 1987. MBA graduate from the IIM Ahmedabad, now a financial and investment expert, partner at Infinity Alternatives, an investment management company. 87, man. Has developed the innovative, award-winning investment products and strategies. I want to meet this gentleman. Anubha Srivastava, please come forward. And may I request Prem Dhawan to kindly present this recognition. Thank you so much. We recognize your achievements. Thank you very much, Anubha. OS 1992, an expert in hospitality and real estate with 20 years experience, led JLL into becoming the highest grossing company in this vertical in India. Housing, currently MD and CEO of Anaroth Capital Advisors. All these guys make money and become advisors. His latest venture, which provides technology-enabled investor-centric solutions for clients. What does that mean?
We are on merged tech with housing.
I'm still at sea. OS 68 to kindly present a memento. OS 1971, I remember. Swimming champ with an affinity for the sea, represented India at the Wills Asia 5 Nations Sailing Regatta in 81 in the wind sailing category. A pioneer in introducing kite surfing in India in 2006 in Goa, and now which is now expected to become an Olympic sport. Let's welcome Philip Dartnell, 71 badge. And may I request Anuj to kindly present a memento on behalf of all of us to Philip. OS 71 again. House Camp Orange. Any of the Orange guys here? All-round sportsman who went on to become a finance professional and was on the governing board of the NIBN and Finance Committee from 2004 to 2015. That's long, huh? 10 years. But that's not why he's here. He's here because he's a veteran tennis player and winning all titles in Maharashtra, Mumbai, Pune as a veteran tennis player. Let's welcome Vijay Khanna. And may I request to kindly present you the memento on behalf of all of us. So, thank you all CIs, thank you Sherwoodians for being such wonderful, almost wonderful, all right, and however, but the Sesquicentennial celebrations continue. I want to personally thank Ranjit. Ranjit, where are you? Ranjit, I think, he single-handedly has organized this event. He deserves a big round of applause. Yes, thank you, Ranjit.
For all the efforts, and the award goes to him.
We have college captain 1964, Anish Mathai with here who's come all the way from across the cover world. Please join us here on stage, sir. And I request Ranjit to present a memento on behalf of the OS of Mumbai. Thank you, Anish, for being with us today. Pleasure to have you. Thank you. And Ranjit, can I request you to kindly present a memento to Vivek Prabhakar? And let the celebrations continue. Shraddha, please come forward. Can I request Captain Kenneth Khan to co-present this with our fund? So this is the young and the old both presenting it to our lady. She needs to be escorted. Thank you, Shraddha, for being with us today. She's a Sherwoodian!
Yeah, I am Premnath Dhawan. In school they used to call me PND in short because that's the name most people get, short names or nickname. I joined in 59 along with my brother who left Sherwood in 61 and died in 96. And I left Sherwood in 68 as a house captain of Alanade. Should have been 67 but plugged 1 year. Well, my life in Sherwood was fantastic and till today I cannot forget Sherwood at all. I go there almost every year and I feel I'm back to school every year that I go there. And Sherwood has given me everything in life, which mostly it is, I would say, the confidence to live, through all troubles in life and all that. It's been one of the best moments of my life, which I will never forget. And I don't think any of us will forget, and today's, it's different type, But in our time, we used to have holidays like, going there twice, every 2 months we're down. Those fellows are back in, their hometown. We used to go in March and leave in December. And we had one of the best principals possible, Mr. Llewellyn. And everyone says that our principal is better, our days are better. But all said and done, I think our times, pre-80s, I think, was the best time that Sherwood ever had. It still is a good school, I would say that. It's very, very good school. And but like I said, we all get together, even our 50 years or 60 years, we are still together. We still meet each other. And the people that we have met in Bombay or elsewhere and anywhere, it's been acquaintances. But the true friendship and loyalty has been with the Sherwood guys that I have been with over the years. And I think it sums it all up that Sherwood was one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life. Now, the main thing about Sherwood was discipline. You have discipline, you can take care of everything in life. Discipline is the most important thing in life. And I think we have learned it from the army based.
Good evening. I'm Behram Dubaj, 68 batch. And well, I've been asked to say a few words, so I'm going to say only a few words. The pleasure of my life was Sherwood. The best 3 years that I spent in my life. I had sports, I had studies, and I had outdoor activities, which students in the city never get a chance to have. I appreciate everything that I was taught and everything that helped me to what I am. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Colonel Aditya Kamal. I'm from the batch of 94, Sherwood College. And recently my batch celebrated its 25 years of passing out of Sherwood, and it was great getting to meet all my old friends again. As you can make out from my introduction, I'm in the army. And whenever I go back, since I'm from the Kumaon Regiment, whenever I visit the area, it just takes me back to my days back in Sherwood. I was in Sherwood from 7th April 1984 to the 16th of March 1993, and those 9 years were some of the best years of my life. The days in Sherwood, of course, as it goes in the Sherwood song, you always remember those days. So I guess we are what Sherwood has made us, and that's why we are here together again. I've traveled down from Mau just to be here for this get together and yes, to meet with the old Sherwood gang. Every aspect of Sherwood was worth remembering. Every aspect of it was worth remembering, and of course the issue that I always credit Sherwood with is the thing that my forte has been public speaking and debates throughout my training, and that's what I learned from Sherwood. Of course, it was great meeting Mr. J.B. Singh, and then even when I went back to school, Mr. Pandey, and then all our teachers. Another aspect that I do always remember of Sherwood is the fact that we never got holiday homework, but yes, we did a project, and that helped us with research as we grew up further in life. So every aspect of whatever we did in Sherwood had something to teach us. I still remember Mr. Mountford's words once during one of the founders' addresses to the parents, where he said, "My boys may not score the highest marks, but my boys will always be a success in life." And I guess he was true. What he said was true.
Hi, this is Arpan Dikshit. I'm from the class of 2000. My finished ISC in 2001 March. Scraped through, actually, to be quite honest, more into sports than studies. My first time that I actually came to know about Sherwood was when I was very, very young, was in 1988. And that was the time, actually, in 1988 October, when I went to Sherwood, took those exams in October and joined finally in 89. In short, that I finished my schooling from Sherwood. I rejoined in 98. And the best part of my life in Sherwood was it built me up from within. It brought a lot of confidence into me, a lot of motivation when I was able to inspire others. The best part again will be the life that you had. I mean, I yearn for those days. If I could even go back to spend a year there, will be nothing like it. Getting up early in the morning, bunking marathons. Now I feel like running marathons early in the morning. Isn't that ironical? And then post that, the PT practice, hated it then. I would love to be part of it now. And classes, half the time, of course, I was sleeping, so bunking it and going to, either the Millman Hall or the basketball court, eating something, bunking to Bishti's or bunking over to town. I was more of the guy who was bunking stuff. And finally, the teachers were good, and they ensured that they reined me in, and I passed out with a good character. I think that is the most important thing of all.